So we're going to be going over some of the top stories around the investing and stock market world, and we're going to start with this one today. The fact that Trump has announced a Dubai company will be investing at least $20 billion in U.S. data centers. This is obviously a very, very big and significant deal and could impact a lot of these companies and their future outlook for 2025 and beyond. Could end up being a very, very big story. Obviously, this comes from CBS News, where they say a Dubai developer, DAMAC Properties, will invest at least $20 billion over a very short period of time in the U.S., primarily in data centers in the middle of the country. President-elect Donald Trump announced Tuesday as the company's billionaire founder and CEO, Hassan Sajwani, stood nearby. Or Hussein, I'm not exactly sure how you say that. Speaking to reporters at Trump's Florida Mar-a-Lago estate, Trump and Sajwani said Trump's victory in November influenced the company's decision to make the investment. He's doing it because of the fact he was very inspired by the election, Trump did say. So DAMAC Properties, primarily a real estate developer, plans to invest in new data centers across Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, Ohio, Illinois, Louisiana, Michigan, and Indiana. The data centers will support AI and cloud services. Now, obviously, these are going to be big industries that right now are insanely hot. They're growing insanely fast, but they're also going to be very, very important for the United States to stay kind of at the forefront and to keep the United States competitive and keep their businesses strong and flourishing, because obviously the competition all over the world is going to be insanely fierce, and we want to have as much of this stuff in the U.S. as we can. Now, I'm sure people have some questions about some Dubai money coming in or whatever to be a part of this, but overall, at the end of the day, this should be a big positive for a lot of these different companies. The president-elect said the company may even double that $20 billion investment, but they're going to be just starting at $20 billion. So obviously, we'll have to see how this goes. If it goes well, it could continue to pump up and become stronger over time. But also, it could attract other outside investors or even domestic investors or whatever. Sajwani is the latest foreign investor to announce intentions to make investments in the U.S. since Trump's win. Last month, Trump announced Japanese tech conglomerate SoftBank plans to invest $100 billion in the U.S. and create 100,000 jobs in AI and technology. Trump made that announcement at Mar-a-Lago alongside SoftBank CEO. So obviously, there's a lot of good news. People on Twitter are responding to this, saying, obviously, Trump has announced his $20 billion investment in new data centers. Bullish news for NVDA, TSM, ASML, who I know did own I own some of, and I saw had a nice little pop yesterday. AMD, SMCI, HPE, TSSI. Some people are saying, they're hugely bullish on AMD. Some people are saying, what about Dell? There's going to be a lot of things that this could potentially impact, but obviously, these are some of the hottest stocks on the market right now, stocks that have seen insane growth over the last couple of years, stocks that are, kind of that flavor of the month right now, but with good news like this, and like I said, being at the forefront of a lot of super, super hot industries right now, like cloud services, like artificial intelligence. This is just more good news from this stuff. So these are definitely some stocks that I would keep an eye on that I think could continue to have nice runs in 2025. This is definitely some good news, especially as Trump comes in and continues to maybe get more and more investment in some of these services and everything. Next up, one of the biggest stories for sure was the fact that UFC head Dana White is joining Meta's board. Mark Zuckerberg's second key right-wing appointment in a week. Now, obviously, this is a very, very big deal for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, Dana White is a, somewhat cool figure in the world, especially to a lot of younger adults and teenagers and stuff out there, people who are really, really interested in the UFC and all the crazy things he's been doing. He's definitely, like a hot person in the world right now. But also the fact that Dana White is obviously has a lot of ties and friendship and relationship with Trump, which obviously could be very, very beneficial for Meta going forward over the next couple of years. So Meta has named 3 new members to its board of directors, including Dana White, who played a key role in the re-election of his longtime friend Donald Trump. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced White's appointment alongside Charlie Songhurst, a tech investor who has been advising Meta on AI, and John Elkin, CEO of Exor, a holding company that owns several automotive and other brands. In a Facebook post on Monday, we have massive opportunities ahead in AI, wearables, and the future of social media, and our board will help us achieve our vision. The new additions bring the social media giants board to 13 directors, including Zuckerberg. White's appointment is particularly notable as it comes amid a broader apparent ideological shift to the right within Meta's top ranks, and as Zuckerberg seeks to improve his relationship with Trump before the president-elect takes office later this month. So obviously with Trump coming in, you don't necessarily want to be against him. You want to be on the side of him. If they get all these people, on Meta's side that Trump is going to be favorable for, that could lead to more favorable decisions and things. And him even just speaking good about Facebook and Meta and maybe doing some things for them, throwing them a bone here or there could end up being very, very good for them. But just the fact that they're not going to be, maybe not clashing heads as much with Trump or be on his bad side or negative side or whatever, I do also think could end up being pretty good for Meta over the next couple of years. Now, We didn't necessarily see, yesterday we saw a little bit more of a jump. Let me pull up where we were at. So at the beginning of the day, we ended last week at 604, and then we saw, I don't know why this isn't going. Last week we saw this end at 604. We saw a nice little 5% jump up, but then we've kind of come back down. Obviously, the S&P is down today. Facebook is down more than the entire market, but Facebook could just be down because the markets are down today. It's not necessarily the best day in the world, but overall, I do think this is pretty big and significant news, like I said, more for the long term, next couple of years. But I do think this is a cool thing to see. I think this should hopefully help out Meta and Facebook. We'll have to see how that impacts. But yeah, interesting things that Meta is doing, kind of, against their typical ideologies and typical stances and stuff. But yeah, with Trump coming in, obviously, they need to make some changes, and this is what they're going for. I don't know why every single one of these websites has ads and everything. But investors.com is saying, last big story of the day, that Uber stock gains on NVIDIA autonomous driving partnerships. So obviously, two very, very massive, two very, very big companies that everybody has an opinion on, Uber and NVIDIA partnering up. Uber is collaborating with NVIDIA to help AI-powered autonomous driving technology. The company said late Monday. Uber stock was higher in early trading on Tuesday. NVIDIA chief executive Jensen Huang focused part of his keynote Monday night for the CES technology trade show on physical AI, referring to the chipmaker's ambition to power autonomous vehicles and robots. That includes the launch of NVIDIA Cosmos, a computing platform for accelerating physical AI development. Uber will be among the first adopters of the AI models. The ride-hailing company offered more details in a news release following the event. The millions of daily trips on Uber provide a vast and rich source of data that Uber and NVIDIA will pair with the NVIDIA Cosmos platform and NVIDIA's DGX operating system to help AV developers improve their technology, according to the news release. Generative AI will power the future of mobility, requiring both rich data and very powerful computing. Uber chief executive Dara, I don't know how you say that, said in the news release, by working with NVIDIA, we are confident that we can help supercharge the timeline for safe and scalable autonomous driving solutions for the industry. Uber's news release did say it'll provide more later on in the year. So Uber, again, is up a little bit today, which, again, is good. I mean, they're pretty much flat, but they're up a little bit today, which is good in a day where the S&P is down almost a full percent. So things are looking pretty good there. In the past 5 days, they're up 8.9%. Things definitely trending in the right direction. After, in the past year, we've been up 12%, which has been, below the market returns and the market gains overall. And then NVIDIA actually down 5% today. Now, obviously, there's a ton of different things that could affect NVIDIA. NVIDIA is bigger than just one story or one thing going on ever. Also, there's, questions about the evaluation and everything like that for NVIDIA. So they're going to be a little bit more volatile, but still NVIDIA is up year to date, which is obviously just 7 days now at this point, but they're still 4.2%. So they've seen a lot of ups and downs. And in the past year, obviously one of the hottest stocks on the market, but with more positive news stories. Maybe 2025, maybe the future will still end up being really, really good for NVIDIA. We'll have to wait and see, but obviously partnering up with Uber, another massive, massive tech company, could be a match made in heaven, could end up being something really cool for both these companies. I would assume at this point it probably benefits Uber more than NVIDIA, just due to sheer size and capability and everything. Obviously, we have NVIDIA sitting at a 3.47 trillion market cap. It's going to be really, really tough for anything to be significant to NVIDIA at this point. But Uber sitting there with 140 billion in market cap, obviously takes much, much, much less to have a meaningful gain or meaningful impact on them. And I think that's why they've seen more movement off this news. But still a very, very big story. Pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.